Welcome back to Boruto, anime review episode number 222. This is reviewing the 222nd episode of the anime, the night before the final round. So everybody's given a day off, basically, just to do whatever the heck they want. So we have various different things going on here. Let's start with Team 7, for example. Yeah, their stuff is not much in this episode. I like the fact that a lot of the teams get a chance to do something in the episode. Though Team 25 doesn't really do very much at all. Their scene is just basically as soon as they have a chat, basically who the opponents are, because they didn't announce the opponents on this episode, they'll announce next week. Excuse me, only Hitori was the only Team 25 actually made it. So we have a brief thing with him, with his team, and Sai just hype him up, preparing for the next round. In the case of Team 40, which is Dinky's team, now two of the team members did make it as Dinky and Iwambi. So they go to the Hidden Leaf research facility. I know we'll talk about Team 7, but don't worry, we'll talk about that. So they go there, and they according to there's a new rule they added here, they can use scientific ninja tools, but they have to be the person's own personal creation. It can't be one that's already made by Kasabi. So, nope, can't use that. So, they go in and they kind of practice. And, of course, Metal volunteered to them. Of course, he loses at the sparring match pretty quickly with them. And the next time we see him, they're with Subby's team, which is team number 15. Yes. Where they're at the Thunderburger to deal with their scene. And that's all I see of that particular team this episode. In the case of 15, we see him training because all three of them make it. It's actually one of three teams who actually have all the members make it the next round. Them along with Team 7 and Team 10, the only three teams actually have all the members intact for the next round. So they spar for a bit, and then of course Tasabi gets a message from the Land of Iron. And then they go with Thunderburger. They read it. She reads later, and apparently, as soon as the Chunin exam wraps up, she is being requested to go back to the Land of Iron to assume a position of leadership. She is very happy about this. I'm like, I would think though she'd be very happy being in the Hidden Leaf Village, and apparently that she's enjoyed being here, but she probably misses home. So they're sad. That means that once again have to replace a member of their team. This is the second time this series has done this. Then later on, they interact with Team 40, and that's the thing for them. Team 10, interesting thing for them. Don't worry, I will get to Team 7. Don't worry about that. So them. They go to Barbecue. Yes, the very same restaurant that their parents went to in the original Naruto and Naruto Shippuden series. Yes, the very same restaurant. I believe this is the first time in the series they've actually featured this place, because what's usually been the most recurring place you see throughout this series? The Thunderburger. Yes, Barbecue was actually one of two restaurants seen frequently in the original Naruto and Naruto Shippuden series. The other course being Ichi Ramen. This series, it's popped up once in one episode, and it was part of the first Chunin exam they had in the series. Actually, it was when it was the episode where Himawari got sick, and they had to leave because, of course, Hanai got upset, so they both got kicked out of the house for the night. So they went to Ichi Ramen, which Naruto still had the coupon from his wedding from that one, which I forgot to mention when I talked about that review. So it's nice to see the barbecue again. And of course they chat. And then of course we have Inogen does his little mind transfusions just to get Chocho to stop eating so they can discuss stuff. Surprisingly, their sensei is not here. I would have thought though Mogi would have joined them for this particular thing. Nope, she's not here. Which I think is kind of dumb. I'm like, really? You don't have your sensei here and yet the three of you... I get the fact that Shikadai is a Chunin. There's nothing wrong with having the other two here. And it's also... Now, despite that he is a Chunin, he does not wear the vest. And it hangs in his room. Now, despite that he has the rank of Chunin, he doesn't wear the vest. The reason why he doesn't wear it is because he's waiting for his teammates to assume that particular rank. So they kept tuning. Here's a little fun fact for you when it comes to team the original Team 10 in the original series. Despite the fact by the time Naruto Shippuden came out, both Ino and Choji both became tuning, but Ino did not wear the vest. Nope, the vest they had at that point, the one that Shikamaru wore. Here's the thing about it. She never wore it. A lot of the members who were tuning never wore the vest. Which, as far as I can tell, there's no explanation for it at all. I mean, all their senseis wore the vest. But not the case of the rest of the team. I mean, Sakura never wore it. Yeah, so then after they chat for a bit, and of course her seeing inside of Chocho's mind, of course she just eats and gets full, and somehow Ino is full too. So and of course they reveal apparently a flashback. They've known each other since they were born, and at one point they had to have matching pajamas, which Shigadai does remember that, and he volunteers to pay for the bill, despite the fact he says, "Oh yeah, this last time was a guinea that I would pay for your bill because you'd be tuning." But who knows if they're going to make it or not. We'll find out. So, in the case Team 7, Mitsuke doesn't do much of anything, surprisingly. We see Boruto, where he's interacting with Kawanaki at his house, so he goes off some training. And they do mention that Sada went to go train with her father. Mitsuke is seen sitting in a tree with his cat that he got in an anime original episode. I believe this is the third appearance of that cat. I think it's the second appearance of that cat since that particular episode. And I believe he named the cat Mitsuke, named after himself. Great to see the cat again. And in the case of Sadara, she gets a brief conversation with her father, which he does mention. He ever since he lost Rasengan, it's a big source of his power. So he has no regrets, and he hopes that his daughter does well in the tuning exam. Okay, perfectly fine. Boruto himself is seen sleeping in his bed, preparing for the next tuning, basically for the next day of a tuning exam, and that's it. That's literally what happened this episode. Which, it's good. I do think it's a great setup for next episode, which is going to be the first round. The first match is going to be Inojin versus, what is his name? Hinoki? Yes. Inojin versus Hinoki, which this should be interesting. But before they have the credits, we do have these 4 guys show up in the village. These mysterious guys. Who apparently, one of them carries like a knife. What are these guys here for? Don't know. Do I think they're here to assassinate somebody? It's interesting, though, because whenever they have tuning exams in the series, usually something very bad happens. Like in the case of the Naruto series, they were basically attacked during the match between Sasuke and Gaara when they were attacked by the combined forces of the Hidden Sand and Hidden Sound Village. During the second tuning exam, the one they had in Shippuden, technically wasn't any attacks per se, mostly on Gaara, but it was very self-contained. It wasn't as bad as the other one. And of course, in this series, they were attacked by 2 members of the Osoki clan, who did a lot of damage to the stadium. Surprisingly, this was the first time that 2 members of this clan show up in the Hidden Leaf Village, because this never happened in Shippuden, because nobody knew about these people until, toward the end of the series. Yep, but not much else to say about this episode. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's the best way to describe it. Okay, so that's it for Cyclo View. And, well, I'm going to do a couple more videos, but I want to basically do something first before I do that. Which is going to be, one is going to be review from My Hero Academia, because I just finished the light novel, the 5th light novel for School Briefs. And if I get time, I'll work on, well, a comment corner. And that'll probably be it for today. Okay, next video. Bye.